Всем привет, вы смотрите канал 24 часа и с вами VNFJB. Сегодня вместе с вами мы продолжаем проходить игру SpellForce 3 Souls Harvest. Итак, собственно, мы узнали, откуда название взялось. Они эти души собирают, чтобы опять вернуть это хуйло.
That's me.
Так, основные детали мозаики. Мы посетили деревню темных эльфов. Вот она. Узнали, собственно, что за хрень здесь происходит. Что некие отступники темные эльфы собирают души. И теперь мы в Атларских болотах. Теперь мы отправляемся обратно к королеве, чтобы вновь доложить ей об этом. Плюс торговцев надо посетить. Ну, сначала доложим королеве, а потом уже торговцев посетим. Вдруг какой новый торговец откроется. Вот. Получили уровень 8. Немножко статы раскидали, приоделись немножко. Сейчас еще, может, что, продадим торговцу немножко. Чуть-чуть. Продадим торговцу, может, что-нибудь купим. Я хочу вот этот амулет, но 28 тысяч он стоит. Офигеть, не встать просто. Че, загрузка вся еще 0%. Ты чё? О. Умим, парым, хоу-хоу-хоу. Вот это вот карту мира можно было и не про... Чувак, чё надо? Силу. Кейка. Окей. Способность еще. Дальность зрения. Нахрена? Где другие стрелы? Сколочный выстрел. Я хочу это. Почему нельзя? Доступно, потому что надо, видимо, вот это все, да? Проскачать. Испепеление. Ну и, собственно, опять нам, да? Цитадель. Явитесь королеве, явитесь королеве. Сразу.
You cast one last look over your shoulder as you leave the Lorrainian swamp behind you. As though touched by the hands of a corpse, an icy cold crawls down your neck. The Horde, the god of light, it's evident that they are connected. But how? For the first time in weeks, the sun breaks through the cloud-covered sky. you turn your horse around to catch up with your soldiers. At night, you lay awake for hours before exhaustion finally overwhelms you. Samsa's words echo in your thought as you fall into a dreamless slumber. The light. Feed the light. The black one carries the mirror.
Я так понял, они с помощью душ хотят вызвать этого ебалая опять.
Well then, the Queen will want to report.
Смотрите доску. Какую доску? Да япона, мать. Опять королева.
I see. I had hoped for a different outcome. But you once again made the best out of a hopeless situation. Which is why it is time to make this official.
You mean...
Yes, General Arev. You proved yourself worthy. I hereby pronounce you General of the Wolf Guard. I trust you will lead your soldiers as well as you have done before. A lot depends on it.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I will not disappoint you.
Good. Now, back to the task at hand. Thanks to the Wolf Guard's efforts, we now know that there is a dangerous political movement in Windholm, led by a dwarven priest named Arrakis. Furthermore, the soul vanishing Skadar observed is real, and it's a group of rogue dark elves, led by a masked woman, who are responsible for it. And there are hints that it's connected to the God of Light. This means that there are 3 questions we need to find answers to. 1. Who are those sleepers? 2. Who or what exactly is the God of Light, and how does it plan to enter our world? We hardly know anything about it. And 3. How do we deal with High Hierophant Arrakis and his movement? The last thing we need when facing an ancient god is an empire of crazed dwarves.
Where should we start looking for clues regarding the rogue sleepers?
Well, the first step should be to contact Exalted Father's ambassadors and...
No.
Excuse me?
Dark Elven governance is... complicated. Even if we were to send an emissary right now, it would take us moons to even get an answer.
Then what do you suggest?
We reach out to a contact of mine, the leader of the Black Company. He knows all the dark corners of the Dark Elven realm, and I'm sure he can dig up some information on those rogue sleepers as well. With your permission, I'll send a messenger and arrange a meeting in Calabrok.
You have it. General Arev, you will accompany Skadar and see if this mercenary lord has anything worthwhile to say.
Fair enough. Any ideas where we can find information on the God of Light?
I might be able to help with that. The Circle has been researching the God of Light ever since the Purity Wars. And we dug up something interesting. We already knew that many religions mentioned the God of Light, albeit under different names. There's one in particular, though, that sparked our interest. The Alyani.
The tribe indigenous to the Howling Steppes? How can they help us?
Well, unlike other religions, their entire faith revolves around the God of Light. It plays a pivotal role in their culture.
So you want to travel there and find out if they know anything worthwhile, correct?
I think it's worth a try.
Agreed. General Arev, you will travel to the Howling Steppes with a division of your best soldiers and find us some answers.
Understood. All right. And how do we stop Arrakis without starting a war?
With the help of someone who is on her way to Greykeep as we speak. We will confer once she is here.
Someone?
You shall see. It appears that we have a plan. The quicker we follow up on these matters, the better our chances of stopping the rock slide before it crashes down the slope. Good luck, and thank you for all your service. You have done well.
Торговец может торговать с вами. Вообще логично.
Tell me this is a joke, Ambassador. Tell me this is a bloody joke.
I'm afraid not, Commander.
Чё надо опять? Основное задание, пока у Риты не появится больше информации. Расспросите Джаруса о контакте среди гномов. Открывайте свежие степи.
I've served the crown for 30 years! 30 years! And now she discards me like an old pair of boots?
The caravan's safety was your responsibility. And by walking off with that recruit, you endangered all of us. I'm sorry. You were only 2 years from your retirement either way. And the incident will not impact your pension. The Crown will not let you...
Go to hell!
General, is there anything I can help you with?
Has our dwarven ally arrived yet?
Not yet, but we have received word that she passed the gates of Kings 2 days ago. In other words, she will arrive soon. If you'd be willing to wait, I could arrange a conclave right after she arrives.
All right, I'll wait.
Good.
Your Majesty?
Rira Hellstone, rise.
Your Majesty, it's an honor. I'll keep it brief. High Hierophant Arrakis has enemies in Windhome too. The Blackstone Rebels, which I lead together with my brother Malik. We are planning a coup, and we're hoping for the Crown's support.
Interesting. So instead of engaging directly, you want to support these rebels. Is that it, Your Majesty?
Yes.
What role do you see the Wolf Guard playing in this?
Well, that's simple. We need an experienced soldier to help us with... an operation. A heist. Right now, we are many, but lack the coin to become a force to be reckoned with. We intend to change that by borrowing some money and high-quality weapons from Windhome's treasuries. If you help us see this through, we will use this money to build up an army strong enough to take care of Arrakis and reinstate the prince. Also, we will lend the Crown the Blackstone Rebels' forces to help you on that mission of yours. If you want us, that is.
How do you plan on getting us into Windhome, though? Is there a side entrance?
Way better. Look.
Letter of passage. For Sverak Yor?
One of EO's most renowned architects. Aye, whom we've taken hostage. Arrakis hired him to help with the construction of his statue.
What statue?
You don't know? Arrakis has ordered the construction of a giant statue of Nihalf made of pure moon silver. A monument to Windhome's greatness, apparently.
Huh. So that's the symbol that dwarf in the Windwall outskirts was talking about.
But I'm not Sverak Yor. How does this letter help us?
Says who? You spent years in Imperia, and you even have a slight accent. Windhome folk aren't particularly cosmopolitan, so they won't know the difference. You take the letter, show it to the gate guards, and they'll let you pass. No questions asked. Then we meet up.
Excellent. General, make all the necessary preparations. Even if the mission succeeds, it will take the rebels a while to set the coup in motion. In other words, the sooner we get this done with, the better.
Understood.
Риро может присоединиться к группе. Так.
What do we have here?
General, is there anything I can help you with?
Не хочу.
So long.
Tiara's light, General.
Смотрите доску. Какую нахер доску? Где? Это рейд. Лихие люди, осмотрите доску.
What do you need?
Смотровая.
General, what is it?
I wanted to check in with you, see how you're doing. Especially after... well...
After we met Tahar's murderer? I appreciate the concern, but really, I'm fine. If anything, I'm glad that the murderer has a face now. Or a mask, in this case. I can't change that Tahar's gone, but I can make sure that
Чего
the
вы
bastards
решили, что
responsible pay.
эта баба убила Тахара?
They have a lot to answer for, that's for sure. We'll catch them, Arya. I'll make sure of it.
That's what I like to hear. Now, where were we?
How would you like to grab a drink?
A drink? Why? Do you need to discuss something?
No, I'd just like to get to know you better.
Oh? Well, sure, why not? I could use a breather. So, yeah, sure. Let's go. I know a good spot.
Куда вы пошли, вы дебилы, что ли? Мне надо было с Рейтом поговорить, и что, твою мать. Лошары.
No way! You're making this up, right?
No, that's what he said. This potion shall grant you the virility of a bull.
Ellen's reigns. Hard to believe that line would work on anyone. But then again, Empyreans are a funny folk. You know, as a child I always wanted to cross the Sea of Dreams. See all those exotic places the bards always sing about.
What stopped you?
Money, mostly. And now, responsibility. I'm a circle mage. I don't feel like one, and I'm not sure I'm doing a particularly good job at it, but still. I can't just turn tail because I feel like it, can I? People are counting on me.
Now that you mention it, I've been wondering, what made you stay after the Purity Wars were over?
Good question. Do you know the saying, if everybody would take care of himself, then everybody would be taken care of? That used to be me. But then during the Purity Wars, I came to realize that that's nonsense.
Why?
Because it completely ignores that there are positions of power. If you'd come across a woman being robbed by two highwaymen, you'd help her, right? You'd do it because she probably couldn't help herself, but you could. The more powerful we become, physically or in society, the more responsibility we have. It's easy to ignore that if you've never needed help from someone else. Or in my case, if you've hit rock bottom and fought your way up on your own. Because especially then you think, I didn't get any help, so why should others? But that's a fallacy. Just because you had it hard doesn't mean everybody else should.
Say you had crossed the Sea of Dreams. Where would you have gone?
Kalea, maybe? Or Zhu. Ultimately, I don't think the place would have mattered. What I've always loved about the idea of traveling to a new country is that it would have been a fresh start. You know, turning the page, starting over.
I've been wanting to do that for a long time. Go someplace entirely different, far away from Imperia or Nortander.
Well, maybe you can do it when your generaling days are over. Who knows? Anyway, we digress.
What makes you think that you're doing a bad job as a circle mage?
Oh, I don't know. I just don't feel very authoritative, I guess. And honestly, those formal gowns? Ugh. Whenever I have to wear them for a conclave, I feel like a peacock. And don't get me started on the bodices. How some women wear these things voluntarily is beyond me. Then again, out of all the circle mages, I'm probably the best fit for these things. I mean, gore at a royal conclave? Uran? No thank you.
For what it's worth, I think you're doing a good job.
Thanks.
But you aren't planning on giving up your position anytime soon, are you?
No, of course not. But enough about me. What about you, General Erev? What drives you? Yeah, you're acting under orders, but I still can't help but feel that this mission is personal to you.
Well, I messed up badly back in Imperia, and this is my second chance. Not everybody gets those.
Wait, but you don't remember what happened that day, do you? How can you say you messed up then?
I lost my entire division, and the orcs butchered the town I was supposed to protect. Regardless of how it happened, I'd say that qualifies as messing up, wouldn't you?
I guess so. Anyway, I had a great time, but we've been talking for over an hour now. I mean, we don't want there to be any gossip, do we?
I wouldn't mind.
Is that so? See you around, General. I'm glad you joined us.
Yes.
Ебанутые лошары, сейчас опять загрузку придется ждать. Чтобы с Рейтом поговорить. Вроде Рейт его зовут. Да.
What's this? Interesting.
General.
Так. Боевой посох. Нахуя тебе боевой посох? Ты же не магичка. Так.
Back in Lar, you said that you lost your family to the Bloodburn. Would you... well, would you like to talk about it?
No. I'm sorry, but I don't see how my personal life is relevant to our mission. I am here because the God of Light is a threat to us all, and I want to see the matter dealt with as swiftly as possible.
Well, if you ever feel the need to talk about it, I'm here.
I don't think that will happen, but I appreciate the sentiment. If it's conversation you want, why don't we talk about your past instead? Judging by those nightmares you have, and according to the rumors, your waters also run deep.
If by my past you're talking about that incident in Imperia, I have to disappoint you. I don't remember it.
Oh, that's fine. I wasn't interested in the details anyway. I only care about the result. You made a tragic mistake and other people paid the price for it. In the end, that's what it comes down to, isn't it?
I guess. What are you getting at?
I merely want your opinion on a question I haven't found an answer to. Say a person makes a terrible mistake. How can that person be sure he or she won't do it again if confronted with an identical situation?
You can never be sure. Every situation is a new trial.
I think so too. Frankly, I think most people are too quick to forgive themselves for their mistakes. It's almost as if they believe that their apologies and regret undo them altogether. They don't. I know it sounds dramatic, but if an innocent ever suffers under your actions, it leaves a stain on your soul. And that stain stays for the rest of your life, which is good, if you ask me. Some sins don't deserve forgiveness, and some sinners don't deserve absolution.
You're right. People are too quick to forgive themselves.
So you agree? That's a surprise. All that being said, I do approve of the Queen's decision to make you General of the Wolf Guard. I even see why she did it. It's better to have someone who knows their demons lead us than someone who doesn't. Now let's get back to the task at hand, shall we?
Кот пошел,
General.
ну-ка стой.
This. Did you hear back from the Black Company's leader yet? We still need to find information on those rogue sleepers.
Not yet, but that doesn't surprise me. The man likes to take his time. I suggest we deal with the other matters first.
I'll be going.
Sure.
Главное все еще...
General.
I'll be going.
Все еще над ним.
Sure.
Этот значок висит.
What is it?
General.
Could you tell me more about...
What is it with all the questions, General Erev? I don't mind, but I don't...
I'm just curious.
Well, ask.
Well,
Sure.
I'll be going.
Sure.
What do we have here?
General, what is it?
What's your take on our companions?
Oh, so we're doing the gossip thing? Sure, why not? Who?
How do you feel about Wraith?
Good question. To be honest, there's something about him that, I don't know, makes me melancholic. He tries not to show it, but it's always there. It reminds me of Tahar a little, and that worries me. But if there's one thing I have no doubts about, it's his commitment to our mission. Either way, anyone else?
How do you feel about Wraith?
He tries not, but if there's one thing, either way, anyone else?
So, tell me...
Personal or professional interest?
Mostly personal.
I see. Well, here's the deal. Ask me what you want, but I get to ask something in return.
All right. What do you do when you're not out in the field or working for the Circle?
You're asking about my pastimes? That's unexpected. I like nature, and I play cards.
Cards? You mean you gamble?
Sometimes, yeah. Not for high stakes, though. It's really just for fun. There are a couple of playing clubs down in Greyfell. You play too?
At times. We should play around someday.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll let you know the next time I'm heading down.
What are your plans for the future?
You mean plans as in settle down, get fat with children, and grow old knitting in my rocking chair?
Is that what you want?
Not really. I mean, someday, yeah, but as you might know, in elven terms, I'm barely an adult. Also, I was never good with plans. Things change all the time, so what's the point anyway?
You have to make some plans.
Well, they never worked for me.
Do you miss Finn on Mir sometimes? Your homeland?
Not really. Though sometimes there are those nights when I get nostalgic. I think of the giant trees, the towering buildings, and the tranquility. And I wonder what my life would be like if I had stayed there, though I'm probably just romanticizing the past. I'm very good at that.
Well, thanks for letting me...
Hold on. You're not getting off that easy. My question. Okay. I hope this isn't too personal. Was there ever a... someone in your life? Like a significant other?
There was, yeah.
I thought so. I'd ask who it was, but this probably isn't the time and the place, so... Where were we?
I'll see you around.
Yep.
Почему значок над ним все еще висит, мне непонятно. И ладно, так, доска, торговцы, и будем данную часть заканчивать. Там еще Рира, там еще Рира. Почему она с посохом-то ходит? Я вообще ничего не понял. Что за боевой посох? Так, что у нас здесь? И доска. Так, подожди, торговцы здесь. Сколько торговцев-то стало? Раз, два, три, четыре, пять, шесть, семь.
Axes, daggers, swords,
Конем. Чё, всего 500? Серьезно? Семь косарей броня стоит, охренеть не встать. Ну, конечно, броню бы купил. Вот это вот. Ну, бляха. 7 косарей. 7, Карл.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Такие деньги.
Come again. I'm getting new wares by the next moon's turn.
На. Тебе надо что-то напинтерить. Да, лук у нас есть. А, нет. Боевой посох. Ну ок, ходи пока с посохом. Чё там? Копье, одна ручка. Ходи с посохом пока тогда.
Come again. May Tiara bless your path. Yes? Want to trade?
Твою мать, это ж 28 амулет. О, Рейту можно посох купить. Прикольненько. 8.
You know how to bargain, don't you?
Interesting.
Something about a heist. I can take care of that.
Темный эльф стал.
Looking for potions and scrolls? I'm sure I have just what you need. Pleasure doing business with you. Come again. I'm getting new wares by the next moon's turn.
Come again. Такие цены бешеные.
How are our provisions?
Recovering. It takes time to procure new materials and goods, but we're getting there. Thanks to Corp.
Farewell.
Good day, General.
I'm listening.
If it isn't the puny paleskin.
I have to be going.
Yes, do as you please. Now, back to work.
Цены
Hey,
бешеные.
you're an adventurer, aren't you? Come take a look. I'm sure I've got something that might spark your interest.
А, это Фламберт. Твою мать. Я думаю, какого
Good
хрена
choice.
у меня Фламберт одет, оказывается.
Looking
не.
for potions and scrolls?
Potions,
I'm sure I have
scrolls.
just what you need.
Рира.
Yes?
General,
What do you think of the people who've joined us?
General, I didn't peg you as a gossip. Oh, who do you mean?
What's your take on Wraith?
Wraith. He doesn't trust me. He's had a painful lesson not to put faith in a fragile world. I respect him for that. But it's not as doom and gloom as he makes it. He's swimming in the ocean, refusing to look anywhere but down, so of course he only sees the abyss. If only he'd look up.
What do you think of Iria?
For being the first mage of the circle, she's surprisingly nice.
That surprises you?
Maybe she doesn't fully realize it, but she's a leader. Leaders don't usually end up in their positions without being a little ruthless, even those with the best intentions. It's refreshing, and I can see she's very nice to you.
What?
Oh, nothing.
Want to get a drink?
Now that's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Алкоголик.
Why is everything still spinning?
See you later, Rara.
See ya.
Алкоголик из Москвы. Так, ладно, все. На этом мы данную часть будем заканчивать. Увидимся с вами совсем скоро уже в следующей части, где мы отправимся во вьющиеся степи. Вроде там нам... Да, во вьющиеся степи. Зачем? Нет, не во вьющиеся степи. Мы к гномам пойдем. В Винхольм в следующей части мы пойдем. Ну а с вами был JB, спасибо, что смотрели, и удачи вам. До скорой встречи. Пока-пока.